Hello! Welcome back to Ready Steady Play, everyone, where we're doing Oathsworn Into the Deepwood. It's chapter 6, and it's lucky because it's a story chapter, and I get to sit back and listen to Chris tell a story, because I'm not very well. So I got my medicine here, and I'm just going to drink this and listen to story time. I'm excited to find out what happens next. If you all don't remember, and here we're going to have spoilers now, so if you're trying to avoid spoilers, I don't know why you're here. Go back, check out the first video in the series, where we start the whole game. But this is obviously chapter 6, so we're progressing. We've just defeated the Bloatfly, so we've survived that conflict, and now we've come back to the city of Verum to find out what's next in store for the Free Company. Look, Chris is here. Hey Chris, how you doing?
Hello, not too bad. Can't complain, wouldn't know where to start. Hello Heggers.
Hager says, I can't be here, but I'll come back later. So, we'll see if we're still here, if he's around later on. But in the meantime, I think we should just crack on with our story, shouldn't we?
Yes, so do you remember where we left off? Do you remember what was happening?
So, we had gone out to the wood camp, we had defeated the Bloatfly, and now we're back into the city of Verum. That's what I recall.
Yes, so we decided to go and keep our audience with the king. And he asked us to do this, right?
That's right. We had we had an option, didn't we? That wasn't the bit that we skipped ahead by accident, was it?
No, we ended up with an option in the for realsies. I can't remember what the other option was though.
I think it was wasn't there a weird prophet or something who knew something that was a bit intriguing.
Yes.
We could either keep our meeting with the king, or we could go and explore this sort of beguiling fantasy magic prophet lead.
I can't remember what was intriguing about it.
I feel like it's alluding to the missing member of our Free Company. The one that we're sort of we've been having visions of.
His name is either Samuel or Michael, depending on which video you watch.
Well, I didn't when I dubbed it Michael. I thought it was going to be a throwaway character. So I said, wouldn't it be funny if Michael died, right at the start of the video, and we pretend that the dead Free Company character was Michael. Turns out that it's quite a major plot hook, so now it's become quite confused.
Not here, right?
Yeah. But yes, so there was someone who we abandoned in the Deepwood right at the start of the series, who we've been having visions of.
We didn't abandon him. He was killed on the. He was killed on the wire road. We heard the thrum of the wire road, and we saw him be flying back into the Deepwood, and we've had visions of him since, and he's been referenced a few times. So we killed the Bloatfly. We saved a bunch of civilians. So now we've got some good quality wood to bring back, I guess. Our story picks up in chapter 6, Judgment, and it immediately tells me to go to another page and not start reading the first thing. So hang on. Okay, is everyone ready?
Ready.
The woods close around you as you feel the first tremors deep inside you. You thought you'd purged the eggs, but you were wrong. Your skin ripples, the bloatfly maggots burrowing up from beneath. You shudder, the shadow of night terrors chasing you awake. With the feeling of things boring out of your chest still fresh in your mind, you brace yourselves for the real world and head down to the tap room of the Broken Oak. Place the Verum map from Mystery Envelope B in the center of the play area, and place the chapter 6 time track beneath it. Place the Free Company marker on location 7, and take the path A card. So I see you already have the map out, as do I. I've begun Rebellious, and I've placed the time track above my map, not below it.
I can't believe you've done this.
Did it say to take out? No, it didn't say to take out. Place the chapter 6 time track. Yeah, it didn't say to take out tokens. location 7. So we're on path A. So I assume that means we're on chapter 6A, not chapter 6B as a result. Or maybe it just keeps going. Yeah, flip to the B side, so it can go on a while. I
So
think.
this could be potentially quite a long chapter.
Potentially. I guess it just depends how things go, how we do this. Well, the first thing is, do we have Harlbeck as an ally?
Harlbeck.
That's gonna, literally Harlbeck.
No.
Right. Then a knock comes from the tavern door. Don't we have people for this? Grey Cane chimes as he wipes his hands. I can never remember if Grey Cane, which is Grey Cane and the other one. Which one has the deep voice, which one has the non-deep voice? Oh, he's the bard. He should probably have the. What's the name of the other guy who owns the tavern?
What's the name of the guy that owns the tavern?
Yeah.
That's well, Grey Cane is he's the bar. Bram is the innkeeper.
Yeah. Right, Bram has the gruff voice. Okay, that's what we're establishing now. Because Grey Cane is the bard, so he has to be able to sing, right? Okay.
Right.
Don't we have people for this? Grey Cane chides as he wipes his hands and goes to answer it. He looks over to you as he crosses the room. Next time you choose to bring another stray back, can you pick one who looks like they know how to turn a handle? You cannot see who is at the door, but after a brief exchange, Grey Cane turns back into the room, a scroll in hand. Breaking the seal and unraveling it, Grey Cane reads and looks up with a smile. Best get your boots on. You have an appointment with the king. Oh, so it wasn't the king; it was the lord we met last chapter.
It was the owner of the logging camp.
Yeah. If you have Lady Elena as an ally, turn to 7.4. Otherwise, so I think we do.
Yes, I believe we do. Yeah. Yes, we do.
I heard what Grey Cane said. Are you really going to see the king? Lady Elena says, coming up from behind you, her body close enough to you to smell her scent. After the deep wood, you gave lodging to this mysterious woman, a ward from a dead house, now without position or possessions, yet still clad in the surety and confidence born of nobility. You are not sure if it is her bearing or her beauty, but she always left others feeling like they should have done more to please her. You nod to her question. I know this is asking a lot, she says sweetly, but I would love to go with you to court. It is very important. Choose one. Ask her why she wants to go to court. Let her accompany you, or deny her request.
I just as an aside, I've been trying to show her ally card to the camera, and it looks wildly overexposed, so you can't see her facial features. But that's just the card. It's just the card art is overexposed. It's like it's been painted overexposed. I'm quite happy to sort of bring her uninterrogated. I trust her, and I'm happy to do that. What do you think? Have you done this chapter? I think you've done this one.
Yeah, I have. I can't remember what decision I made. I let her come with me, I'm pretty sure. But I don't remember if I interrogate her or not. I understand exactly what you're saying. Interrogating her does seem natural. You could get something that could be useful. Could tell us something we want to know. But at the same time, it might get her back up a little bit, which could have repercussions later.
Yeah, exactly. I'm kind of I kind of feel like if there's something, I'm sort of in a position where I trust her, and if there's something I need to know before we go, I'm sure she'll share it, and if not, then it will all come to light in due course.
Cool. Well, let's say yes then. She smiles gleefully, clasping her hands together. I'm going to court. I must get ready. She practically twirls, and her feet patter quickly upstairs. Well, she's very forthcoming when she wants something, Bram says suspiciously, drying a mug with a cloth. Isn't she just? Says Grey Cane with a grin, as he watches ascend the stairs. The table is cleared, and you are ready to move on, but Elena still has not returned. The king waits on no one, Bram says, after a time. You get up, about to leave when Elena appears, a long, flowing, percelet gown down the stairs. Where she obtained such finery is a question for another time, and one few care to ask as they watch her. Greycane steps forward, lifts her hand, and kisses it with a flourish. Perhaps for this he would not mind waiting, he smiles. Place location token 14 and go there.
Alright.
And then, because there's a city event in the very first space, we are going to have a city event en route.
Right, and location 14 is the bridge. Right, and I think we actually had a little sneak preview of this encounter last time we played, but we'll have to do it again because I've completely forgotten everything.
I think it was basically similar to the last one where we're going to have an option to keep our meeting with the king or follow another piece of intrigue.
Wouldn't Elena be disappointed if I said, oh, sorry, you got all dressed up and now we're not going to see the king, we're going to go talk to this mad prophet?
It was also on the bridge last time, which is how I made the mistake last time. So, city event though, please. That's your domain.
It's true. I've got the event cards here, which I'm going to try to get out. Oh, do you know what? It's because I've got these Wire Road cards in here. We don't need these. Get out of here.
Oh, Deepwood event cards, yeah?
Yeah. Or, no, sorry, the maze cards, actually, is what I was...
Oh, yeah.
Now I'm just failing to use card dividers. Bear with me. Right, here we go. Incidentally, this game can take up quite a lot of table space, but if you've got a nice game topper, then you don't need to worry about that, do you?
Thank you, Game Toppers, for sponsoring with a game top.
Thank you for giving us a big game topper.
Which we had to drive back from Essen. That was not easy.
It's true. That was not easy. Here we go. A man distracts you while his companion tries to steal your iron from behind. A foolhardy move for any cut purse. This is card 9, by the way. A foolhardy move for any cut purse. As the one behind approaches, one of you grabs him by the wrists and wrenches him to his knees. The other tries to flee, but you easily catch him. Do you let them go with a warning, hand them over to the city guards, or publicly execute them where they kneel as an example? Wow. I think B, hand them over to the guards, right?
Yeah, I think that's a balanced approach.
Yeah, I mean, well, if it was like a kid, right, or they were stealing food, I might be inclined to sort of be a bit more left-leaning. But I also think a public execution, just like...
I'm not sure I agree with this. Why is it left-leaning to let criminals go and right-leaning to pursue justice? I think that's a misrepresentation of political alignments.
Fair enough. Well, I'll let you have that. I might be more inclined to be lenient if they were younger or more naive, but this says it's a group of men, so I feel like they probably need to be held accountable for their actions.
And now we'll actually find out they're trying to steal money for the orphanage. But go on, Mike.
Exactly.
Guards, go on.
Oh, God. Yeah. I don't know why, in this city, I've become quite, like, sort of, aligned with the installed, ruling class, you know? It's like, no, we're not going to help the mad citizens. We're going to go talk to the king and the nobles, and we're going to hand the people over to the guards and whatnot. I don't know why.
Absolute power has corrupted you, absolutely.
I don't feel like we have any power at all. I feel like we do shitty jobs because we're broke. What's that?
Okay. We have weapons, I said.
Yeah, it's true. We do have weapons. That's some form of power. You give them over to a nearby squad and explain their crime. One of the guards fetches a cleaver for their hands. All Oathsworn gain an iron.
Oh dear.
Oh dear.
Wait, show me that again? You said gain an iron.
Oh no, sorry, not an iron, a reroll token.
Yeah, there you go. Okay. Well done. You had their hands cut off.
Well, I certainly don't condone that punishment, but I also did not know that was going to happen. Well, maybe be To be fair, that's not even a Verum punishment. Apparently that's... Because these cards are not Verum specific, so apparently that's just what happens in Oathsworn.
Yes, that is true. Although I don't know if card 9 is in the deck until we get to Baron, but maybe.
Oh, true story. Right.
So,
what do I do with the card?
remove it from the game essentially, put it back into the storage area. So not the active event pile, but the other.
Yeah, the other event pile.
Yeah, the card holder. Events in waiting, and expired, I guess, as well. Okay. So path A on location 14, the bridge is as follows.
Oh, Chris, I pulled this out of the events in waiting deck. Instead of the active events deck. Sorry, I'm quite sick, guys. Give me a break. I think it's fine. We'll just not have that one again. Seems fairly generic.
Do we have to do another event then?
No, it's fine. I think that's probably fine. Right? It felt fairly generic.
It was very generic. What events do we have in our other
We've got quite a few. I mean, that was 9, and we've got 1 to 5, and then we've got a bunch from the teens and 20s.
The ones in the teens and 20s are possibly the specific ones because we have certain characters.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know. Do you want to do what we should? I think we should. I think we have to. No, we have to undo that. We have to undo that because we have a token we shouldn't have.
Okay, fair enough. We will do a different event. So that was a sneak preview of what kind of place we might wind up in the future.
Luckily, it was like you said, a generic one.
Honestly, that could be like a magical premonition, and the next time those guys come and rob me, I'll probably be more lenient. I had a dream about this once where I was tried to be just, and your hands got cut off. So now I'm going to let you go. All right, here we go. Here's a better number. Here's an actual number. That one that we should have. Okay, here we go. 3. You pass a series of street hawkers and open-air bars. At one, you glimpse a woman pleading with a man for some iron for her children. It seems the man is this woman's husband. The man takes another swig from his drink and backhands her across the face. Do you hit the man, teach him a lesson, give her some iron, or pass on by? This is tough, because I feel like if we teach him a lesson, he could just take it out on her later, and that's not very nice.
Yep, I've definitely had this card before.
I feel inclined to give her some iron, because at least she can do what she needs to with that.
But will he just take it, spend it on drink?
Well, that's true. I mean, hopefully we could be a bit subtle about it. I mean, I'd like to teach him a lesson, but I don't know if that's more violent than hit him, right? Because, like, I would have thought teach him a lesson might be like a sort of a slap around the face, except hit him's also an option. But I just feel like if we beat him up, then he'll just take it out on her later if he's pissed off, you know?
Well, we don't know the full story. Maybe she's a witch who's not real, and the children are illusions, and she's actually trying to lure him to a hut on chicken legs.
It's true. There is a slim chance that she's Baba Yaga and she's beguiled him. It is, after all, a fantasy world. I'm gonna... I think probably give her some iron.
How much iron do we have?
We have 40.
Okay, I guess we can afford a bit.
We can afford to be a bit charitable.
Yeah, I guess so. If we have 40.
Well, I just have this inclination that if we hit him, he's not going to give her any money, and then her children are still going to starve. Their children, which he seems disinclined to look after. Oh god, I hope this is the right choice. I don't need a sad outcome right now. Alright, where we see... You help the woman up and palm her some iron. Each Oathsworn may lose 2 iron to gain a... looks like a reroll token.
A reroll, yeah. Should we just... We might as well all just get one, right?
Yeah, I think so.
So 8 iron.
Is that a reroll token?
Yeah, it's reroll. So 8 iron for 4 reroll tokens. Alright. You ready?
I don't know how good a exchange rate that is. Probably not great.
No, but we need...
But we did something good.
Yeah, we need reroll.
Yeah, I need reroll.
Yeah. Shane, you can't have them.
Yeah, I should get bonus reroll just for being me. We could, if only we could get like the reroll tokens or whatever on the sheets. You know, if we could unlock it, but we haven't seen those again, have we?
Permanently have. Well, eventually, hopefully. All right. So, under gentle rainfall, you make your way to the bridges separating the city. A throng of people going about their business, pressed in on all sides. Even in this mass, though, you are given room. Armor on your chest and the iron on your back glean a fearful distance from many. Some of the faces passing by are covered in kerchiefs and rags, trying to protect themselves from the rot people speak of coming out of the cobbles. It seems the sickness is spreading fast to strong and weak alike, not like a bloatfly pox at all. It seems the giant fly had not been the cause of this outbreak, but only taking advantage of the rancid remains of the true sources had left behind. Something else plagues the people of the cobbles. Judgment! A man in a hooded cloak yells as you approach the bridge to the noble quarter. The rot is our birthright! Shouts another, his face covered in runes he has carved into his own flesh, some still fresh as the blood on his knife. Only the righteous can overcome the flesh! In front of the various doomsayers, a man stands, arms outstretched, as if orchestrating the mob. The man looks over his shoulder and smiles grimly at you. Samuel. Form a spot check with difficulty 5.
Alright. Spot check difficulty 5. Did we get help with spotting?
I don't believe...
No, we didn't. We got help with barter, threat, and reason. Ooh. And I forgot to get my pencil again.
So are we talking 4 or 5 dice, I would say, wouldn't you?
Yeah, I mean, I feel like whites are 1s, so I feel like it needs to be 5 dice, probably.
I think you're probably right. Yep. I think statistically speaking, you're going to get 1, 1, 1, blank, and then hopefully a 2 instead of a second blank.
Right, am I rolling?
I think so, yeah. Make you do it.
Oh dear, we're doomed.
You can reroll tokens, can't you? Sure.
Well, we do have a reroll token. That's true. Which character's rolling then?
No, we're all doing it.
So any of us could spend a reroll token, theoretically.
I believe so, yeah.
So that's quite good, actually. Then we actually have 4 tokens if we desperately need them. Yeah. If we think that spotting Samuel's important.
It doesn't specify, it just says during any type of check, redraw tokens may be used, so I assume anyone can contribute it.
Yeah, do you know, it's interesting. Every time he's appeared in his sort of ghostly form, we've completely, failed to spot him or look at him, so I feel like maybe now's our chance to actually find out why he keeps appearing. Yeah! Okay, I see a 1, a 2, and a blank. Another blank, and a 1. So we've got 4 and 2 blanks.
It's up to you if you want to reroll one of them.
Sure, let's spend a reroll. I'm going to spend one of the priest's reroll to reroll a blank.
Is the priest a good choice? He tries to heal, doesn't he?
That's true, but then the witch needs does the big hits. And if she misses, it sucks. Remember how she missed and it sucked? We had to do like a whole extra bit.
Do you want to take off one of mine?
If you'd like to spend one, I'm more than happy for you to do that.
Not particularly, but I'm willing to do it if you want. If you would like to spend one.
Well, I feel like if we spend one, then where there's a 2 in 3 chance that we get this.
And regret it. one in 3 chances we regret this.
Oh yeah, 1 in 3 chance we regret. Well, if you spend one and I miss again, I'll spend one.
All right, go on then. Take one off the warden, please.
The warden?
Yeah.
Here we go. Yeah. It's a 1.
You better heal me with a priest.
Yeah,
okay.
He'll save his redraw for heals. So good.
Behind Samuel, at the back of the group of prophets, you see a face racked in terror. The man is staring at Samuel. Samuel glances at the man, and a growing pool of urine appears at the man's feet. The madman screams and runs into the crowd, a smell of sulfur and decay, as Samuel carries on smiling. You blink and he is gone. You cast your eyes into the crowd, but your attention is immediately drawn by the frantic face of a priest running toward you. The crowd is becoming more enthralled by the chorus of doomsday. Several voices soon lend their strength, repeating absurd prophecies. Oathsworn! A priest clad in simple robes rushes to your side, frantically trying to gain your attention. You are Oathsworn, yes? Please come with me. The priest looks surprised when you don't move. Please! The priest pleads with you in a whispered growl, trying to avoid unwanted attention from others in the crowd. The fate of the city is at stake. As you know, the plague has ravaged the cobbles, and it has been quarantined. A short time ago, someone broke the quarantine and ran into the city. If we do not track him down immediately, the whole city could be infected within hours. Please, I beg of you. 2 paths lay before you. You may track down this plague bearer to help protect the city, or you can make your audience with the king. You will not have time to do both.
Right, so I think I'm going to stick with my original plan here to go meet with the king. I did just make a note about that experience we just had with Samo on the back of our free company sheet, and I was reminded that the only keyword we've got so far for the whole free company is King Killer. So I don't know if the king will be particularly pleased to see us, but I feel bad if we don't take Lady Elena to court like we promised, so I think we should just stick with that plan.
But you won't feel bad if you do nothing to stop an epidemic. Okay, cool, gotcha. So we're going to continue with the audience of the king. Here we go.
Well, I mean, there's no guarantee that crazy person was going to stop the pandemic anyway. Besides...
Well, we were going to stop it by killing the plague bearer, but okay.
Well, quite frankly, I'm on my way to a prior engagement, and what kind of person would I be if I suddenly rescheduled on a whim?
You deny the priest's request, and fear crosses his face as he rushes on to find another who will help him. Now is not the time for heroics, and you do not underestimate how dangerous a king's ire could be, nor do you want to keep him waiting. So it says take path A card. We were already on path A. Place location token 28 and go there. 28 is the palace.
Hooray!
We will be going to 28.1 path A. You see the imposing sight of Verum Palace long before you reach its gates. Its vaulted towers reach high into the sky. Its walls bulge with great fortification. Upon entering the palace proper, you are ushered through echoing halls and stone corridors until you finally pass the great doors of the throne room. I think we'll just take a quick pause while Mike doesn't die. You what? No, it's okay. I won't read because I don't know if you can. You possibly can't hear very well if you're choking to death. Okay. Better? Mike, you there?
Okay, sorry about that. I almost died and then the stream went down, but it's back now. So, onward we go to Verum Palace.
Can you share your screen again?
Yep.
Alright, go. Oopie.
It's probably better to share this one, to be honest. There we go.
Oh god. Thank you.
You tell me. You can go back to the other one if it's better.
Yeah, back. I can see all the cameras now.
Yeah.
The other one's much better.
Okay. There we go.
And then I can just zoom in. There we go. Okay, cool. Right, so the throne room itself is immense. Dazzling stained glass covers the rear wall, diffusing the room in a spectrum of color. Nobles mill in loose organization around the columns, hundreds of them still, they make no impression of filling the grand space. Your eyes travel up the broad, red, woven carpet to the throne that sits under the stained glass. King Fabian is young. You would guess not much older than Midge. His hair is bright, as are his eyes under a simple crown. He sits straight back and forward. It is clear he is observing the discussions and positions of every noble and councillor in the room. Guards and attention line the walls at the back of the room. Standing alone are two unmoving watchers, cloaked in a midnight black.
I have a plan, Chris. Hear me out. We use the bacon from our backpack to lure the king out of the castle, and then we kidnap him and replace him with Midge.
Ooh, a piece of bacon. Ooh, a piece of bacon. Ooh. I don't know if you remember the Watchers. They were like the hooded, we're not entirely sure if they're human things. That we met one of them at the very start when we came to the city at the very start of chapter 5.
That's right, and they were a bit spooky.
Yeah, like almost like ring wraiths.
Right.
I can't remember the voice I gave them. I'll have to look it up. It was dark and creepy though. An advisor notes your entrance, and as if they had been waiting for you, a chime rings out. The nobles turn to the throne, and a loud voice calls out across the room. Sorry, I'm trying to see who's speaking so I can... Lord Brewer, the crown will hear your petition for judgment. A middle-aged man steps from the crowd and bows. Highness, I seek justice. Lord Tavender has committed a wrong that must be righted. He has taken the hand of my daughter Markina, and a large holding as dowry. No small price, I assure you. He insults my house and myself by refusing to consummate the marriage by the third night, as is law. The noble indicates his daughter standing behind him in the crowd. She is perhaps 19, her sullen face downcast as she stands dutifully next to her new husband, a simply dressed man in his 50s, tall and thin, with signs of his age creeping into his features. Indeed, Lord Brewer, the advisor replies. Accusations of this nature are taken most seriously by the throne. Has the woman been tested? We can attest to her maidenhood. She has not been touched by a man, says an older woman from a group of midwives. Lord Tavender, what is your response to the accusations laid against you? The advisor says. Tavender bows and steps meekly forward. Highness, my intentions toward Lady Markina are nothing but honourable. She has security in my home, and I love her as my own blood. I have known her since she was a girl. We are happy, but I cannot bring myself to the deed. The king's advisor takes a breath to continue when the king raises his hand to stop him. He turns to you. We come. He announces, his voice confident and firm beyond the years his years would suggest. You step to the carpet before the king and kneel. Tell me how you would judge this. You are my weapons, and I would see how sharp you are. Show me your keen edge in this. Choose one. Comply with the king's request, or humbly imply that you are not worthy.
I guess we comply with his request.
I don't see why I wouldn't.
Yeah, exactly.
There are a lot of ways this throne room scene can go down. There's a lot of entries under 28. Gain Oathsworn, gain a redraw token.
Hooray! More redraws. That's great.
It's really good. As you wish, sire, you say as you incline your heads in assent. You know better than to refuse the king. The eyes of all the gathered nobles settle curiously on you. You ask the advisor to review the accusations. The Lord Tavender has married Lady Markina, late daughter of Lord Brewer. Lord Brewer has proven the marriage has not been consummated against the law of the land, which clearly states that such dishonour must be satisfied. Choose one. Question Lord Tavender, question Lord Brewer, question Lady Markina Tavender. If you think you've gathered enough information, present your judgment to the king.
Oh, well, I think we should start by talking to the husband, right? Because he was basically like, I've known her since she was young, I just can't bring myself to do it. And it's like, well, you knew you would have to do it, though. Like, when you married her. Like, that's a whole part of it. That's not a surprise to you, so let's have a chat with him and see if, see what he says in his defense.
Lord Tavender, then, yeah?
Yes, I think so, yes.
Okay. You question the simply dressed lord, asking of the situation surrounding his marriage to the much younger woman. For generations, my family has been honoured by possessing writ to work of 1/7 part of the underways here in the city. I did not wish marriage, but during the last few years, things have become difficult. Carts have frequently gone missing. My work gangs attacked as they descend the tunnels. We thought it beasts, but the apothecaries assured us they had been attacked. They had been attacked by man-made weapons. The workers spoke of remnants and old gang lords rising up again. I was desperate, and then Lord Brewer came with an offer of guards and fresh carts and dowry for the hand of his daughter. Lord Tavender stifles a chesty cough as he looks to Lady Markina. I knew her from court. She had played in my gardens as a girl, and I knew there was little happiness for her under her father's roof. So I thought it a kindness to bring her under my own. She is well cared for, and she has brought life back into my old halls since my previous wife died 3 winters ago. Choose one. Only if you've not done so already, ask him about his cough. 2. Only if you've not done so already, ask him about Markina. Talk to someone else, or have an answer for the king.
So he's like well old then.
I think they said he was 50, didn't they?
Oh, decrepit, almost dead.
Mm-hmm.
Can you imagine being as old as 50? Good lord.
I don't want to. It'll happen one day.
Sooner than you think, yeah. I mean, I guess we could ask about the cough. I don't see why we wouldn't just gather more information. What was the second option?
Ask him about Markina.
Right. Which, isn't that what we just did?
Last thing we did was we asked him about we asked him about the situation, basically, more generally.
All right. Well, let's ask him about Markina then. I guess. Oh well, no. Let's ask him about the cough. We can probably come back to Markina, but I don't want to miss the opportunity to find out if he's sick or something.
Okay, so you're asking about the cough.
Yeah.
Perform a spot check, difficulty 5.
Oh, here we go again. My 5 dice. Come on, Palace. Let's go. Uh-oh. I can see 2 blanks. Oh, and a critical 2. Oh, and another blank. Okay, well, there's no saving this.
Yeah, I don't think so. Whether there is, you could do it, but it's not worth it.
Yeah, probably not.
Lord...
By the way, are we supposed to have our tokens from our little character sheets, the starting ones?
No, I don't. I think you get. I can't remember. But do you mean the ones we have on the ticked off?
Yeah. Did we get them at the beginning of the battle phase or the beginning of this? I don't think it matters because I don't think either of them are useful in the story phase. But
yeah, I can't remember. But it doesn't. It definitely doesn't matter right now because the only ones we ever to re-rolls, we have loads of them now. The Lord simply excuses himself and waves away your question. It would be inappropriate to press him further. So we're back to the previous three options. Ask him Markina, talk to someone else, or have an answer ready.
All right, back to Markina then. Talk to him about Markina.
Reasoning check, difficulty 5. Do we have a help with reasoning check? We do, don't we?
We do. We have a point in reasoning. That's a so we have a free redraw on this one.
Free reroll, yeah.
All right, so it's 5 dice again. Here we go. By law of averages, this should just be full of crits. Oh, do you know what I'm actually going to do? I did just crit on that, so I'm just going to pull a card from our deck just to see if I don't get a blank. And then it might be better to pull some cards. It's a 1, though, so I'll just proceed with the dice, because the dice is more fun.
Yeah, the thing is like...
Yeah! Oh, I see 2 blanks again. How does this keep happening?
Well,
it's 3 blanks again! God damn it!
You have free reroll, free.
Yeah, and another crit as well, so I'm gonna reroll 1 anyway.
You just did
well,
one.
Now I've got 6. So, well, yeah, but now I have to spend something or this is a miss, right?
No! Oh, yeah, oh, bother. Yeah, I have forgot that.
Yeah, so I'll spend a reroll from someone, I think, just to pass this, because we need to make some progress here in this negotiation. I will spend, I'm gonna spend with the priests. Come on. Oh, come on! Oh, Chris, I'm so bad at dice.
You are so bad, guys. I hate you.
I'm trying to decide if this is important enough to keep chasing good after bad. This is not like a attack, so if I screw this up, I don't get my tokens back, right?
Yes, exactly.
Okay. Yeah, I'm gonna do one more. Come on, then.
Who from?
This is from the witch this time.
Okay.
So everyone's got 1 except for the harbinger who's got 2.
Well, we can use his one next if you want.
God, I hope we don't have to.
Go on.
It's still blank. I can't. What is? Oh my God! I swear to God, I'm throwing a different die. I'm taking this one out of here. Actually, I'll leave the other blank, and I'm just gonna get a whole different die from the bag. I think.
Oh, rerolling.
Dear Jamie, you gave me Bupkiss dice, and your game sucks now. Yep, it's a crit now. Clearly the dice.
Okay.
All right. Give me good information, Lord Guy.
Tavender. I want nothing but good for the girl, Lord Tavender utters. But she is so young, and I cannot bring myself to the deed. I had hoped... Well, that does not matter now. As he explains, his gaze wanders to the crowd, and he looks softly at a woman there. Following his gaze, you see a mature woman, not dressed overly fine, yet smiling sadly at the Lord. By her dress, perhaps a lower house from the court, she looks away when she realizes she has gained your attention. So now you talk to someone else, or talk to the king?
Alright, so basically the crack here is that he loves someone else, right? It's not that complicated.
Okay.
Right? That's the impression that we got from that?
I think so, yes.
Yeah. Alright.
It's a matter of convenience. Or was.
Yeah, but I mean, he still needs to, consummate it, or else, it's gonna cause all this foofara. Even if he, cares for someone else. Right, what are our options now? Talk to
the brewer, talk to Markina, or talk to the king. So the girl's father the girl, or give an answer.
let's go talk to the girl. I feel like we should do her father last.
Lady Markina has not moved throughout the proceedings. Hands clasped together, she looks down. As you speak to her, her head shoots up. There is a flash of defiance in her eyes. Then she assents to speak. My husband and I are happy together. Can that not be enough? I was never to marry...
Hold tight. OBS has crashed again. And just... Has it crashed again? No, it's not. I mean, we're still technically live on stream. It's just there's a message that says it's crashed.
Maybe it's from earlier?
Nope. Alessandra says, I see and hear you.
But
there's a definite message, and I can't click on anything. So we're in a sort of an odd limbo, where the software's crashed, but it's still streaming, and probably until I press the option to log a crash report or not.
Well, let us know if you lose us in that case.
Well, yeah, let's crack on until I have to change the scene, and then, you know, we'll probably have to restart the software.
Oh, do you want to do that then? If we have to, because you have to change the scene soon, won't you? Maybe not actually. Okay, let's see.
No, I think so long as we're sitting here doing this courtroom scene, we don't really need to see much on the table.
Okay. So, my husband and I are happy together. Can that not be enough? I was never to marry for love. Will you take happiness from me as well? My husband is an honourable man. You sense a well of anger behind her words, not aimed at you, but at her father. You believe you may glean more by fanning that flame. So choose one. Only if you've not tried already. Press her to reveal more. Talk to someone else, or go to the king.
Yeah, press her to reveal more then.
So reasoning check, difficulty 6.
Alright, well I totally crushed 6 last time, eventually. So, yeah, eventually. I think we just press on with, right?
5 or 6 dice?
Maybe we drop, 5 dice. I mean, I was actually going to say maybe we drop down to 4, because we've got to reroll anyway. But no, let's do 5.
Not with 6, no.
Alright, here we go. Come on. I see 1-1, a crit, and 2 blanks. So we're currently on 4 with a crit, and I'm rerolling a blank. So there's 5 and a crit. So
now,
I think for the crit, I'll just roll another die, because I've had 3 crits so far, and I've been pulling cards, and I've pulled a 1-1-2. So...
yeah,
I think we're better off with the dice than the deck today, even though the dice have not been very kind. There we go, 6.
Hey, well done.
Right,
Couldn't have gone better. Markina's hands ball into tight fists. I pleaded with him to not give me away, but he had to have his way. My father cares more about those tunnels than me. Against all hope, my husband turned out to be a very good man. Now that I have some semblance of happiness, he would take that too, by having an old man mount his daughter. A spectacle for all Verum to see, and for what? For more iron? More profit? Brewer shoots her a look so dark the girl stops in her tracks, realizing what she has said. Her hands go to her mouth. Anger on her father's face. So talk to someone else or go to the king?
I guess we should talk to Brewer.
Yep, alright.
Because I understand the situation, I understand why it's difficult, and I understand why things haven't happened, but I still don't really know what to do about it. Other than to command this girl to, sleep with her husband, which it seems like nobody wants to do, so that doesn't feel like a very amicable resolution. Maybe we can maybe we can do something diplomatic here. Let's find out.
You approach the accuser, Lord Brewer. He stands straight back to making clear he feels the imposition of being questioned by lowly soldiers. What
about if we send Elena in?
Well, wait, that's not an option yet.
Okay.
It will help matters along, I shall tell you. I am lord over 1/7 of the underways, putting food on the plates of many of the nobles of these halls, says Lord Brewer, speaking to the crowd more than you. A large sum was paid in dowry for my only daughter to my Lord Tavender, spits Brewer. It appears he believes he can squander it, annul the marriage, and marry again to take another's iron. You know this man, his type. Oh, sorry, no, he's not. Sorry, that's narrator. You know this man, his type, a bully. Sensing something, you step a little closer to Lord Brewer. He backs away instinctively. You thought as much. It is usually the loudest who have to fear the least. Their noise merely covering their own fear. You may be able to use your presence to press him to reveal more. So, apart from talk to someone else or talk to the king, the only option you can have, which is only if you've not done so already, press him for more information, which I assume you want to do.
Yeah.
So it's a threatening check, difficulty 5. 4 if you have this with you. Unfortunately, the Ursus is on a short holiday.
The Ursus retired to the farm, so well, that's a shame. But we do have a redraw on threat as well, so
excellent.
Here we go. 5 dice again.
High charisma build.
I see. We've got a crit. We've got 6 and also a crit. So I'm just gonna pull another white card for the sake of it. It's another 1. The white deck is definitely out, but we've passed the check, right?
What are you doing? I'm not the one on trial here, he spits. Tavender squandered his writ, and now others make this city grow. I was trying to help him, and look what he's done in return. Did I not help him when I heard he was sick? He shames me not binding that marriage until he senses himself, taking care not to go on. Talk to someone else, or have an answer for the king? Well, we have to go to the king. There's nothing else to talk about, really.
Hey, can you just tell me again what Brewer just said? He said he shamed me. What else could I do?
What are you doing? I'm not the one on trial here, he spits. Tavender, so he then says, Tavender squandered his writ. I'm assuming that's the writ to operate in the Underways. And now others make this city grow. I was trying to help him, and look what he does in return. Did I not help him when I heard he was sick? He shames me not binding that marriage until he... Assuming until he dies? I think he intends to die, maybe. Well, not intends to die, but knows he's going to die. I'm not sure.
Yeah, I mean, that's the one piece of information we didn't get, right? But the implication seems to be that that Tavender's on the way out, and presumably Brewer's also got an ulterior motive where he's hoping to inherit all of Tavender's stuff via his daughter.
Yeah.
You know. Okay, well, I guess we must return to the king. We have no other choice, so let's do that.
You bow to the king, implying your readiness. The king claps his hands abruptly once. Silence. He stares at you from the throne. So, free company, what do you say? What say you? Where is the right in this matter? Choose one. Suggest Tavender be arrested. Suggest Markina be arrested. Suggest Brewer be arrested. Suggest the king annul the marriage, returning Markina to her father and forcing Tavender to return the dowry. Suggest the king annul the marriage, returning Markina to her father, but Tavender can keep the dowry. Suggest the marriage is upheld, even without consummation, but with the dowry remaining in place. Or suggest the marriage is upheld, but must be consummated with the dowry remaining in place.
Oh, that's a lot of options.
7 total.
I've got no idea. I mean, I feel like the right answer is uphold the marriage without the need for consummation. I feel like that's just going to please everyone, because it seems to me like the only thing here is the concern that the marriage is going to be voided because it hasn't been consummated. So if we have the king uphold the marriage in spite of confirmation, then
unless Brewer wants it because he wants a grandson to inherit.
Right. Yes. Unless, well, I mean, but then he'll still inherit via the daughter, right? I don't know enough about the laws of Verum. to know that for sure. But yeah, I suppose if but then again, it seems like if Brewer's got an ulterior motive, he's the least sympathetic. But I suppose that's irrelevant, really. It's more about making peace, isn't it?
What say you, Oathsworn?
Arrest the girl. No. Okay. Can you imagine?
It doesn't seem like an option to me.
So, do we don't know anything about why Brewer got kicked out of the Underways, right? Like, that sort of altercation wasn't elaborated on.
Why Brewer got kicked out of the Underways?
No, sorry, not Brewer, the other guy.
He didn't get kicked out. He said he said the attack started taking place. And he needed the money for guards, etc.
Right, but isn't Brewer the Lord of the Underways?
He has a seventh of it. They both have some, I think. Wasn't that it?
Oh, so they both control parts of it.
I believe so.
Yeah, okay. Do you know what? I've decided we should uphold the marriage, and there's no need for consummation. It's my instinct. My gut instinct says that's the right thing to do, even though I don't think it's going to please Brewer, and I don't think it's going to please the king either.
All Oathsworn gain a redraw token.
The game knows me.
Yeah. Check the extra unique item box for Chapter 6 on your free company sheet.
Ooh. Okay.
The king raises an eyebrow. Lenient. Compassionate. These are good traits, for although you are weapons, you must not forget why you fight. However, the Watcher glides for... Oh, hang on. Oh, sorry, that's another section. Hang on. However... Oh, it cuts off mid-sentence and has me turn to an entirely different place. So he says, these are good traits, for although you are weapons, you must not forget why you fight. However, the young king turns to face the two lords. There is more here than meets the eye. Lord Brewer, you seek a union with a declining house. Why? Why? Neighborliness, sire, Brewer says with a broad smile. Of course. Neighbors you are in the Underways. The labyrinths are confusing. It must be difficult to know what is yours and what is another's down there. In my Underways, reminds the king. Brewer's smile fades as he gently wipes his temple as the young king continues. You know the story of my father's victory over the Underway ganglords, do you not, Lord Brewer? 15,000 good men died to rid the city of that filth. He never got them all, though. Some disappeared deeper into the tunnels. Others, some say, came above ground like rats to feed off the city. Yours is a young house, is it not? Yet gaining such wealth so quickly makes it easy to overstep your bounds. You look uncomfortable, my lord. Tell me, would you freely submit to a search of your tunnels and caves? Certainly, sire, Brewer retorts. Of course I shall send word to prepare for your inspectors. He bows and walks backward, but the king nods and two guards step to block his retreat. That won't be necessary. They were there this morning. Brewer's face goes white and returned with word of a cave filled with carts formerly belonging to Lord Tavender. Tavender stares firmly at Brewer, whose eyes go wide as he sweats before the king. Before he can speak, the king silences him with a raised hand. You are the son of Gang Lord Torver. Yes, I know, he says as Brewer looks down. If you knew of Tavender's illness, through union you would control 2/7 parts of the Underway when the poor man passes. You would have controlled our supply lines and seen the gang lords returned to the depths. This I will not allow, his tone dead serious. May I finish what my father started, Lord Inquisitor? At the king's gesture, An aged man with a hooked nose, his belt jangling with keys and cruel-looking instruments, steps forward from the shadows. Find out what he knows of the remnant in the underways. I have a regiment of guards who needs testing. The Inquisitor nods as guards grab Brewer and drag him screaming from the halls. A palpable fear descends on the nobility. Lord Tavender, the king says, by the law of the land, I declare your marriage annulled. However, the dowry given to you, being of your property, is yours. Lady Markina, your father will be executed for treason and your house dissolved. I see one course of action for you. Lord Tavender, I understand you have no children. The Lord nods. Will you take this woman into your home as your daughter? I would say ward, not daughter, but okay. I will, sire, pronounces Lord Tavender. So be it, declares the king. Lady Markina smiles at Lord Tavender. You look up at the young king on the throne, his regal bearing and countenance belying his years. He has more than one victory here today. Fear and respect are a powerful combination for a ruler to wield. So, if you allow Lady Elena to come with you, we now go elsewhere and resolve that. Okay.
Alright, well, while you sort that out, I'm just going to quickly reset OBS, so we'll be right back, gang. Just 2 ticks. And Alessandro, if you have any issues with my audio, do let me know, because it looks like it's playing up, but I think it's fine. But, yeah, we should be right back just a few minutes. Hello, well, we're back.
Okay, let's see what Lady Elena has to say. In the crowd, you spot says Elena, isn't it? In the crowd, you spot Elena, arms linked with a distinguished-looking nobleman. They are pointing to the vaulted ceiling, seemingly talking about the architecture of the Great Hall. A chatter about the trial begins amongst the rest of the nobles. Her goal of making connections is apparently going well. The king calls for the hall to be cleared, but he bids you stay. The court empties, and once the king is satisfied that only you and the small council remain, he leans forward. Now, to other matters. There is a plague ravaging the city, more than lung rot, it seems. High Captain Trent, would you present your findings? A grim-faced Trent steps forward and reports on the casualties and the spread, detailing piles of bodies found in the alleys, the symptoms and many losses. It is in the cobbles at the moment, striking old and young, strong and weak alike. To those it touches, it is a death sentence. The king nods. Your recommendation? The High Captain tugs at his elaborate chainmail tunic. Your Highness, I see no way to contain it. We do not know how it spreads, and to learn these things could take months and many more lives. I suggest the whole of the cobbles be eradicated by flame. Burn the block to the ground, and the plague along with it. Wait for the spring and rebuild. A man wearing ornate robes, only allocated to the chief apothecary, intercedes. With due respect to the High Captain, this is madness, sire. May I speak freely? The king nods. I'd not have my advisors do anything else. Heal them, sire, the apothecary pleads. Not burn them. My people will continue to search for the cure, but the captain speaks the truth. It is spreading too quickly, getting worse. It pains me to say this, but we need help. The medicants of Cistercia are renowned for their knowledge of disease. Send for them and find a cure. With that, a man with an oddly patterned golden robe steps forward. Lord of Coin, the king acknowledges, gesturing for the man to speak. A burning would be a massive drain on the royal coffers, sire. Replacing an entire section just in stone and wood alone would be a terrible cost. While we see no path to heal them at this time, cordon the cobbles off. No entry or exit. Let the plague take its toll and reap their lives, but leave the building standing 1 year. Then repopulate. The king turns to a tall, thin man in pure white robes and elaborate mitre hat. Archbishop? My lord, the man says, his voice barely above a whisper, God's trials come in many forms. What kills the body may save the soul. And the heat of the crucible, we are remade, the pillar and the path. If the pillar cannot stand, it is not fit. But if it can be restored, it will be stronger for the trial. Strength may come from this weakness. Let us simply wait and see, my lord. These are all wise words, says the king, and yet all differ. Free company, what counsel would you give? So we can endorse the High Marshal, burn the cobbles, endorse the Chief Apothecary, find a cure, endorse the Lord of Coin, quarantine, or endorse the Archbishop. Wait.
Right. So the Lord of Coin, I sort of his thing was just quarantine them for a year and then see what happens at the end of the year.
Yeah.
I mean, we've got to go with the apothecary and try and help them, right? I feel like quarantining without medicine is just going to result in everyone dying anyway. Burning it down is absolute madness, and I don't believe in the priest.
Well, waiting. Can you share your screen again when you get a chance, please?
Oh, yeah.
I mean, my choice would definitely be to burn it down. This is not modern science times. You absolutely have to burn a pandemic down. There's no other option.
Really?
Oh yeah, 100%. Like I firmly believe that's the most sensible thing to do. That's not what you have to do. You don't have, doesn't mean you have to do it.
Is that what you did last time?
I don't remember genuinely, but if I had to guess, I would say yes. That's like I feel very strongly that in a situation like this, you have to burn it to the ground in Middle Ages. Absolutely.
Right, in the Middle Ages. But we have
even now, if it was, even in today's time, if it was a pandemic that had had a super high death toll, you have to eradicate the carriers. It's very simple. It's not a popular opinion, but it's the way it works. If you don't want the entire human population to disappear. Did you see episode 2 of The Last of Us?
Yeah, I mean, I watched it all.
Yeah, that's what she says in the flashback at the start.
But what if we try to save them and then we save them?
Yeah, it's your call.
Yeah, I mean, I guess to an extent I am somewhat I suppose to an extent I like to think about like the sort of the meta game, like, I've got the option to try to save them, therefore it must be a potential route to success, but perhaps it is just a naive route to calamity. I don't know.
Well, what would you like to do? Wait.
I would.
Oh, yeah, Bishop.
I was just checking on the cat. She's out there having a whole conversation all on her own. I mean, quarantine seems like the worst option, right? Because I think with quarantine they all die anyway, but it's just slower and it risks it getting out of control anyway. So I feel like if you're gonna quarantine, you might as well burn it.
I think waiting. I think waiting is actually the worst option. Okay.
Oh yeah, you mean the priest's one?
Yeah, do nothing.
Yeah, do nothing. Yeah. That's the worst one. Yeah, for sure. So it's either fire or try to find a medicine to treat it.
Oh, by the way, do you have the adventure book? Check the book I'm reading from handy.
I've got this. Is it the storybook?
Yeah, turn to page 72 because I forgot to mention there's artwork of the king, the young king.
Oh, cool. All right, bear with me. I'll just get it.
That'll buy Mike a few extra moments that I think he needs for this decision.
Yeah. Well, I feel like I'm inclined to go the healing route just so we can see maybe a different, or you can have a different path as well. And that was my initial instinct. Oh, he certainly doesn't look as nice as he has been appearing.
He seems to be wise beyond his years and pragmatic.
Yeah. And he's got fancy armor and a fancy sword.
Looks a little bit like Joffrey.
He does a little bit, yeah.
Right.
So there he is there.
Crunch time, Mike. What do you want to do?
Let us try the, let us back the apothecary. I'm going with my initial instinct. We'll see what happens. If it's a calamity, so be it.
All Oathsworn gain and empower times 3 token.
Hey, that's good.
There is danger in that path, especially for you. Hopeful, but perhaps foolhardy. What if there is no cure in the medicants? The medicants do not have the craft to find it? What would happen to the city then? Hope is often a treacherous ally. The Watcher glides forward and whispers in the king's ear before he can make any proclamation agreeing or disagreeing with your decision. He listens. The king nods, resigned. Your company has been weighed by your council has been weighed by the throne, the king declares. Free company, be my voice. Travel to to Cistercia. Take my seal, and under my authority, return with what medicants are released to your charge. High Captain, open the armory doors to this company that they might steel themselves for the journey. Archbishop, set a vigil for them. They carry our hopes into the deep wood. The king gives you leave, and you bow, wondering at the irony of the term free company in times like this. I hear you are called the heroes of Bastogne. The king calls you as you go to leave. I hope you will be known as the heroes of Verum as well. Reveal all item cards from the Chapter 6 common deck, and each Oathsworn gets a free item. Then place token 3 and go there.
3?
Yep. Which is the King's Gate. That's annoying. I did not take out the... Can you... I'll just watch it on your screen. I didn't actually take out the card with that deck, that box. I didn't think I need it.
Well, yeah, I didn't get our items out, so I guess I'll get our items out so we can see what we've got. So we can make sort of a decision about what we need to get.
Items I have. I think we need a spare shield quite badly.
OBS has crashed again. This is terrible. I wonder if it's the heat.
Could be.
It's this bizarre sort of limbo state where I can't actually change the camera angle now.
Has it actually crashed or just saying it's crashed?
No, it doesn't actually crash. It just says OBS has crashed, it's not responding, but it's still streaming.
Huh. So we're streaming.
Yeah, we are live, yeah. But I just can't change the scene, which is really annoying. Okay, well, let's see what we can do with what we've got for the time being. And I'll reset it in a minute. So the item 6 cards, right? That's over there. Oh, sorry, the Chapter 6 item deck. We each get 1 item. So we've got the Warden's got the Ironbark Shield, the Skewer and the Firewater, and the Plate of the Fallen.
So we're short on. Something I can say we're short on one-handed weapons that aren't daggers. They're like one-handed swords and stuff, and we're short on shields.
Well, we've got the Heater Shield and the Ironbark Shield. Are they not good?
Yeah, but they're both being used right now.
Right, and so this is in case something bad happens to us. Or
Yeah,
we have to
you
destroy them.
you always lose an item, right? You always lose one item.
Yeah, you always lose one item. Yeah. Okay, so I'm just getting. Okay, so you've got the Death Rattle, the Journeyman Cloak, and the Fortuitous Flax.
And just to double check, we do have the upgrade factor.
We do have what?
We have the upgrade. We've upgraded our capacity from 12 to 20, haven't we? The backpack.
Yes, we've upgraded the backpack.
Okay, good. So, which means that we can take 4 items. That's fine.
So we've already got this Act's Iron Top Hammer.
I'm gonna try and get the thing out. Sorry, apologies if you see a cable go green early. I'm trying to access the.
So the Evergreen Staff is actually pretty good. Although it adds 3 yellow dice, which is simultaneously good and quite scary. It also adds 2 range, which is really nice. There is a nice heater shield in here, but there's actually the only one-handed weapon is the there's a barbed flail, and there's daggers, but we're not using those. So it's either the Iron Top, which the priest already has, or a barbed flail. So the barbed flail is a 3 cooldown, 1 red might. Before drawing damage for your first attack of the round, add a red die.
Who can the warden use it? And can the priest?
Well, the priests already got it. The warden can use it.
The priest already got it. Oh, like he already has the same. Something that's the same.
No, sorry, he's not got the barbed flail. Sorry, he's got the Iron Top, which is also available. So it's also a red might with a 3 cooldown, and it says, when you critical during an attack that hits, add 1 damage and 1 knockback to the attack. So that's the other. Those are the 2 one-handed options for the level 6 deck. There is the Heater Shield, which is 1 defense and says gain Empower 2 on an attack with a cooldown of 3, and that can only be used by the Penitent and the Warden. Oh, no, sorry, not the Penitent. It is, yeah, the Penitent. Oh, we've cheated. We've equipped the priest with a shield he can't use.
Oh, well, we never used it. We only did that at the end of the last one. So that's
Yeah,
fine.
that was at the end of the last game, yeah. Can he even use shields?
Is he the scroll, the priest, isn't he?
No, he's the hammer. The scroll is the Penitent, I think.
Oh, yes, you're right. That's the mistake we made. So can you not use shields there at all? Maybe he can't.
Yeah, I think he needs a 2-handed weapon. Do we have one in the free company bag for him?
We do have
Have a
2. Yeah, we've quite a few, in fact.
We've got Heirloom 2-handed sword, which is from deck 3, so you can use that. After an attack, after damage is drawn against you, gain defense against that damage. Just 1. Gain a defense token against that damage.
What's the warden's defense, armor defense? Because there's hardened, there's a armor against that. That's armor 4.
The Warden's is 4. He's got Plate of the Fallen, which is the unique item from the last chapter.
So we could get the tempered iron halberd for the priest, keep him surviving, but keep pushing this now. He's almost as tanky. Just not. He's almost as tanky as the warden.
The Tempered Iron Hauberk, yeah, that's 4. Ignore. So this is a level 6 item we could take. Ignore the health loss from colliding with something when you suffer knockback.
Pretty good. I'd be in favor of taking that and the heater shield, just to have extra. Because then, worst case scenario. I mean, bear in mind we encountered which one was it that had the acid breath? That had the acid more, which could permanently damage items as well.
I can't remember. Yeah, that was the worm, was it? No,
I think
don't know.
I want a second.
Well, we have a second shield now, don't we? Because we've got one that the priest can't use.
Oh, that's true. Well, I want the armor then, though, so we have a second one in our possession. a second level 4 defense 4 armor.
Right, so you're saying take the armor, but don't give it to the priest?
Do give it to the priest. But then, if the priest the priest could in turn end up give it to the warden if necessary down the line.
Yep. Okay. Cool. Yeah. So let's take the tempered iron halberd then as one of our items.
Yep. Sure.
And then I quite like this evergreen staff. What do you think?
Yeah, for your witch, right?
Yeah, because it gives her the ability to add extra range, which is great.
Yeah, that's
powers.
I mean, your priest can use it too. But that's clearly designed for the witch at this point in the game. Yeah, for sure. Let's say that.
All right, cool. So we get the evergreen staff then, and then we've got 2 more things we can pick. So the priest is not using the heater shield, so that's back in the free company inventory. So in the free company inventory, we do have.
What's the priest using instead? Is he using the?
Well, that's what I'm having a quick look here, because we've now also got this iron top, which you could give to the warden, if you wanted to replace the skewer with it. That's up to you, really.
Iron top. Hang on 1 second. I'm just replacing that. Hang on. What's the iron top? Sorry.
The iron top is a one-handed mace.
Oh, for the warden, you said, yeah.
Yeah, the priest was using it, but he doesn't need it anymore because... but actually that means we don't have a weapon that he can use. That's the only weapon we have he can use.
What's the only weapon he can use?
The only weapon we actually have the priest can use is the iron top.
No, he can use the... Oh, you're right, he can't use the heirloom. Wait, really?
Yeah.
Oh yeah, that two-handed stuff is all for the exile. Can you not use two-handed weapons then? He can only use. He has to have a hand free for spell casting, I guess. That's the idea for healing. He keeps a hand free.
Well, actually, I mean, he can use the staff, right? He uses a staff or a one-handed weapon. It seems.
Yeah, seems so. Well, we better take the iron top then, and give it to the priest.
Well, we've got one still, unless we want to give it to the warden. But we've also got the spine free. The spine is the one that the staff the witch is using.
I'm confused. Sorry, where's you saying we have an iron top already? Are you?
Yeah, the priest had an iron top equipped from our last encounter, but there's a second iron top in the level 6 deck that we could take.
Yeah, so he does. Yeah, for sure. Which means, this is exactly the sort of thing I'm talking about. So if he was to lose his at the end of the next scenario, he'd have to either lose his level 4 armor or his iron top or his mead. So do you want to take a second iron top to have another spare? It's a spare weapon for you, and it's a spare weapon for the warden as well. It seems a good choice to me.
Yeah, I think taking the spare iron top's pretty good. I also, I'm actually kind of ambivalent about the iron top's ability against the spine's ability. So I'm more than happy to give the priest the spine as well, especially if you think that the iron top would be useful for the warden.
The iron top is what's the warden got equipped right now, weapon-wise?
Right now he's got the skewer.
Hang on, let me find it. There it is. When attacking enemy's front, gain 2 yellow dice. When you critical during an attack that hits, add a damage and a knockback. Yeah, I think I'd rather have the iron top. I think probably.
And you'd rather that than the barbed flail.
We can both have one though, an iron top.
Yeah, I mean, but then we can. But like I said, with the priest, we could both have an iron top. Or if instead of the spare iron top, you could take the barbed flare. I actually think that power is pretty good.
4 drawing damage for your first attack of the round. Oh yeah, that's great. Yeah, that's much better. I'll take that. That's okay.
Yeah. So shall we swap the second iron top for the flail instead?
Yeah, for sure.
Cool. And then we've got one more item then to pick.
Yeah, one more item. And the witch has taken the evergreen thingy. I've removed the shield from the priest. So I think we're looking good in terms of organization now. Just need to put the evergreen staff in the witch's bag. And put the spine into our backpack. Okay. And yes, we can have one more item.
So I'm just taking a look to see if we have much more cloth, because I know we all use cloth. Well, the Harbinger and the Witch both use cloth. And I'm noting that we don't really have... We have one more cloth item, actually.
We can both only use cloth. We can't use leather at all.
Yeah. So we've got the padded flax jacket in our inventory. There's only one cloth garment here, which is the patched fleece garments. Which is actually the exact same as what the witch has currently got equipped. It's possible she even... Yeah, she's actually already got a copy of this from this deck. Which is Defense 2, and then as a reaction, you can force an enemy to redraw one card.
That's actually quite good. Do you want to get a second one of those?
I feel like a second one of these is a prudent choice, yeah.
What's the Harbinger actually got equipped in terms of armor? Maybe the Harbinger wants to equip that second one straight away.
Currently you've got the Fortuitous Flax, which is gain a redraw on a basic, on an attack or basic check.
They're both pretty good. So yeah, we'll take the spare. It's good to have a spare.
Good. Sorted.
Well done, us.
Nice.
Alright. Pop these away. And I shall continue with storytelling.
Cool.
So we were going to...
I don't know why I'm positioning this camera. I can't actually cut to it. We're at the King's Gate, which is up here, folks.
Yeah, King's Gate's a 3.1. Do you want to restart OBS, or do you want to press on?
Let's keep going with the story for now, because I just feel like, you know, if we're just wandering around on this map anyway, it's not much need to restart it.
Weapons oiled and armor adjusted, you stand before the great city gates. Bram rummages through your packs, performing one last check of your rations. You would pack them yourself, but you've learned allowing others to do some things for you allows them to feel part of what you do. Greycane approaches with a smile on his face. Long road ahead of you. Thought you might like some company. I found a few hired swords that you might want to consider taking with you. They aren't cheap, but you get what you pay for in these matters. Brevik recently lost his family to the plague and needs to work out a few things on the wire. Yanni's a trapper and a damn good one too. Doubtless keep you better fed than Bram, he says with a smiling glance at the barkeep. Bram starts a comeback, huffs, and then gives up, busying himself with your packs. You may gain Brevik and or Yanni as allies for 10 iron each. If you hire Brevik, gain ally card 17 and add an event to each of the decks. And if you add, that's.
I mean, we've got 32. I'm inclined to just bring them both, especially because I picked the difficult option. Get the nice events.
Realistically, we don't need them in terms of having enough allies to fill in to finish off an encounter if one of us dies. So realistically, it's just to get better allies if they are better, and also it opens up story opportunities as well.
Yeah, I'm thinking more about the events they put into the event deck, especially if it's the Deepwood deck, and the opportunities in the story, yeah.
Well, I'm happy to spend 20 to get both if you'd like to.
Yeah, let's do it.
Alright, so get ally card, so get ally cards 17 and 18.
Dun, 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 dun. 17 and 18. Here we go. Alright. Who are you looking at first?
Brevik is first. Let's look at Brevik first. Brevik is the soldier, I think. Yeah.
A merc on a mission, it says.
He's got a red mite. He can move
He's got a
forward.
red mite and a yellow mite, yeah.
He's got attack. Oh, he's got yellow too. Yes, 3 defense, pretty good. He's got a range 4 attack. Revenge. When you attack and kill an enemy, you may make an additional attack. Is it?
Yep, an additional attack for free. Max once per round.
Oh, that's pretty good. So he's good at killing minions then.
Yes, yeah, he could kill a minion and then hit another minion or the boss. So, that's Brevik. And here we've got Yanni the Trapper. So she's got 3 yellow might, 3 defense, 2 animus as normal, move 4, range 5. Trap. Once per encounter, place a tracker token in an empty adjacent hex for free. When any character enters the hex, they lose a health, and the track token is removed.
Once per encounter. Well, very much so.
Oh, once per encounter, yeah, that's not great.
Alright, and then we also, so if you'll get Deepwood, so he's add Deepwood event 30 and Deepwood event 9. The 9:30 in the Deepwood.
There's 9 and 30.
30, that's right.
Yep, there we go. Alright. I did not get the Deepwood event deck out, but here it is.
Okay, and then we want city events 27 and 28.
City events 27 and 28. Okay. Dun, 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 dun. There.
And let me know when you're ready to continue.
All set.
Greycane, never one for a lack of words, gives you one last piece of advice. Watch yourself out there. There's been word of a strange sightings from the guards. Things in the wood, and not the usual fare. Shadows and bumps in the night. Nothing solid, but you and I both know that's the stuff you need to pay attention to. Finally ready, the mighty gates of the city rumble open, and the road stretches to the dark maw of the deep wood. The flag of Varen flutters from atop the first stake of the wire road. You set your jaw and start walking. Add city events 7, 8, 9, and 10 to the event deck. So 9 is the one we accidentally drew earlier on. That's fine, we can put it back in there.
Yeah.
7, 8, 9, 10. That's city.
Yep.
And let me know when you're ready for the next instruction.
I think we've got 7 and 8 in there already.
Okay, it's possible to get them early, maybe, I don't know.
Oh, no, we don't. There they are. I found them. Okay.
That's 7, 8, 9, 10 to the city event deck.
7, 8, 9, 10. There we go. Alright, all set.
And 12, 13, 14, and 15 to the Deepwood event deck.
12, 13, 14, 15.
Yeah, this is Deepwood. 12, 13, 14, 15.
12, 13, 14, 15. Got it.
And again, let me know when you're ready to continue.
Yep, all set.
Okay, place location token 10 and go there.
Alright, so that is outside. We're now outside under Chris's face. I'd move it to show you, but I can't.
Well, we go there, so we move the tokens.
Oh, actually, I can. I don't have to move the camera or change the scene. I can move the actual map. There we go. Here we are outside the city.
The sights and sounds of Verum are soon consumed by the path behind you. The distance impossible to tell. and each tree merges into the next, and a familiar gloom settles over the wire road. You have been here many times in the dark. You begin to relax into the long journey ahead. Perform a spot check of difficulty 5.
Alright, here we go. 5 dice.
Woo!
Oh god. Well, it's 5 and 2 blanks again. Alright, I'll pop one of the witch's rerolls to reroll it.
Okay.
Actually, yeah. Actually, it'll be the priests.
Okay.
Oh my god, why am I so bad at... I'm so angry with these dice, Chris.
Would you like to spend the warden, do you?
It's either the warden or the witch, I guess.
Well, in the interest, one of them's mine, right? In the interest of taking one from you, one from me.
Sure. I also think that the characters' attacks are just stronger than the companions, so it's probably better to spend the companions first. Alright, well, this die is now being retired, and I'm getting a new one from over here. Alright, here we go. Yep, fine. Yep, it's done it.
I think you'll be glad that you bothered to succeed in that check. All Oathsworn gain a battle flow token.
Nice one. I like battle flow.
You snap to attention as you realize your carelessness. You cannot afford to relax into the march. Familiarity will kill you out here. Keeping your eyes on the trees and a hand on the wire, you press on. You are not far from Verum when a pregnant silence falls over the company. Suddenly, all you can hear is the sound of boots on mud and the hands running along the wire. Silence is never good. You draw weapons. There is something out there. You catch a glint from predatory eyes fixed on you. The eyes are moving fast, coming right at you. Horrific two-legged things bound through the shadows, almost silent as they come. 7 feet tall with whip-like arms, their bodies ruined and twisted by God only knows. They fall on the group. They are swift. You have no time to shout a warning. Open Mystery Envelope 6 and proceed to Chapter 6 Encounter. You have been ambushed.
Oh wow, that was abrupt.
Yeah, I mean, I guess we're being attacked by something else whilst we are. I mean, obviously, because we're heading to these magic healer people, and we've been attacked by something like presumably whatever Grey Cane was warning us about. My guess, considering we only laid down 4 tokens, but we spent ages in the throne room, like ages. My guess is that it's if you go searching for the Plague Bearer that you go to lots and lots of locations.
Yeah, my guess is that this is because we basically just sat around in the court hanging out instead of going and actually following the Plague Bearer and all that.
Yeah.
Wow. Okay, so we've got no information. We have to mark ambushed on the Free Company sheet as well, don't we?
Yeah, that's super unfortunate. I can't remember what that does, but it's not good.
Yeah, me either. But the good news is if we do win, we get an extra toy.
We do. Unfortunately, we didn't see the special rules, so we're going to have to pick our cards without knowing what kind of things the creatures can do.
Yes, although we do get all the information we've got up until now, right?
What do you mean?
Well, it sounds like there's possibly more than one thing.
Yes.
It also it says we get to open the envelope. Can we have a look at the standees? Or is that not allowed?
I don't know. That's a difficult question. Well, yeah, we can have a look at them. All
right, let's have a look at the standees, and then that. I mean, I'm quite happy with the cards I've got. But they are, I think, specifically. What did we fight last time? The bloatfly. Mine are sort of around a pack of minions anyway. Currently, I think, because that's what we had last time. So.
There's 7 foot tall. I'm gonna get the military. There's 7 foot tall anyway, right? So.
Oh dear, that's quite large. That's bigger than maggots. This is envelope 6, isn't it?
6, yeah. Yeah, see if I can get the miniature there as well.
Okay. Here we go. Mystery envelope 6. Do not open until told. Well, I was told. Whoa. Angry Tentacle Man.
Look a little bit like all Carnifexes from 40k.
Yeah.
Killers.
I mean, I think these are possibly the funniest creatures we've seen so far. The tentacle arms are just a bit funny. Like, all the other creatures look like sort of things that... these look more like demons, right? All the other creatures kind of look like things that could live in the Deepwood, right? But these just look like sort of straight-up demons or something.
Yeah, they're like horrors or something. I don't know, is it worth me showing... Is my space big enough to show the miniatures?
I think we might have an issue with, I mean, can I turn on your other camera? No, I can't.
I mean, I can do this.
Yes, you'll have to hold it right in front of you because, also the background blur.
I can turn that off.
I imagine that's very small for people, unfortunately. That's, I think that's supposed to be this one.
You'll all see the miniatures during the encounter phase.
Yeah, we'll definitely show them to you. So is this it? We're moving into encounter phase now?
Yep.
Okay. Well, I mean, not right now, because that'll be the end of Oathsworn for now. Oh, do you know what? I'm gonna have to restart OBS just so I can play the credits.
Go on then, do it really quick so I can show the miniatures then.
Okay, cool. We'll be right back in 2 seconds, because I feel like I gotta play the credits. Gotta give a shout out to all those wonderful patrons.
Where there's gonna be an advert just before the credits. Done 2 hours, pretty impressive.
Well, we got ambushed. We got jumped. We should be live again in 2 seconds.
Well, and once we left into the deep wood, I don't think there was gonna be much more. No matter what happened.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know. I mean, I was very surprised because there's a chapter, and we're live again? There's a chapter A side and a chapter B side to this, right? So this could go on for a really long time. And we put out like 4 tokens and then it was just over.
Like I said, I think if you choose the other path, you can end up spending a lot more time.
I'm quite pleased with the path we chose, though. Like, I thought it was quite good to get involved and sort of see the king and all of that. Although I do wonder about those watchers. Like, they seem pretty sketchy.
They do. Maybe that's what these are.
Oh, do you think these are watchers?
No, I don't think that. I was just speculating randomly.
Do we don't get any kind of inclination from our Oathsworn, though, right? Like, sometimes they're like, oh, you know this thing. It's, what's it, you know?
Yeah, but that's usually when we get the special rules, when we kind of work out what it is before we meet it.
Right. So there's a chance we know what these are, we just haven't had time to be like, oh, I know.
I don't...
Hey! Another good thing, though, we've got all of our hit points. That's rare.
I don't think that's true. I don't think so, because even Grey King was saying there's, like, rumblings of, like, horrors out there, so I think these are possibly new. I don't think we've seen this before. That's my impression.
If I put on, is this Chris Cam? Alright, we've got Chris Cam down here. It's not quite right. Let me just go and check it over here. Which scene is this? Right, there we go. Are you gonna be able to show your miniatures on camera? On your little camera? Oh, sorry, I meant your other one.
Yeah, I can.
There we go. That's a better view, I think. Yeah, they're pretty big.
They are
7 feet tall.
Our miniatures are big too, but yeah, they're like a foot taller than us, I think.
He's running like Mario with his arms behind him.
He's doing a Naruto run, man.
Yeah. I call it the Mario run. He's doing YMCA or something. I think they're pretty cool. Scary.
They are pretty cool. Yeah, they are quite scary. I'm concerned.
You'll be fine. You'll be fine.
Yeah, we've got Yanni and Brevik to save us.
Yes. Hopefully they'll save us.
Good.
Trying to remember how to put them away now. There we go. Alright. Well, yeah, next time we will fight these things, whatever they are. Imagine they're going to be quite tough.
Yes, I think they're going to be real tough. So we're going to have to come back, and we're going to have to fight them next week. I'm sure they'll be harder than bloatfly maggots.
Well, bloatfly was tough, actually.
The bloatfly was tough, yeah. I also deeply I find the idea of the maggots under your skin deeply unpleasant. I was just like those scenes in the Brendan Fraser mummy film where the scarabs get under their skin.
Yeah, that gave me nightmares as a kid.
Nasty. Right. Well, what I'm going to do here is OBS has crashed again. I don't know what it is. I think it might be the heat, but it also wants an update. It keeps complaining for an update. So I'm going to let Chris go, and I'm going to restart it and just play the credits when we come back. So,
well done to us all for getting through it without OBS being like this.
Skimble made a quick appearance. Hello, sir.
Thanks, Kim. Hello to Tash.
Hello, I've come to knock miniatures off the table.
Hopefully it's not a count. I'll get a story play. Yeah. Well, I will see you all in the encounter phase, hopefully next week.
And if you fancy joining the Patreon Discord, you can also find the Pets channel, where we share pets things and Bonbon's box reviews.
Oh, really? I haven't seen the box reviews yet.
It's a new thing where she's just started.
Okay,
It's her first stream, so be kind.
I look forward to seeing box reviews.
But yeah, we'll be back. Next time for the fighty time. But thanks everyone. Oh, Bonbon is crying as well. She's like, it's my dinner time. So see you soon, guys. And I'll just come back to play the credits real quick. But bye for now.
For me.
Bye.